Let's go down to the disappointing team of the week here, and I'm gonna go all the way back to Thursday, and I'm gonna go with the team that was my surprise team the week before, and they let me down. It's the Detroit Lions. The final score that was not very indicative of that this game was actually as close as it was because it wasn't. 29-22 score. Um, Before the game, Ford Field looked absolutely electric. I mean, the place was buzzing. It was they were there was a little bit more buzz in the air, a lot different than what you're used to seeing in Detroit. And then the game kicked off. First play, Jordan Love hits Christian Watson deep. And after that, it just felt like it took the life out of Ford Field, took the life out of the Lions. Jared Goff turned back to 2020, 2019 Jared Goff, where he's sloppy with the football, did not handle pressure very well. The Bears, the Lions defense is still kind of, their problems are coming to the forefront again, like it did. That cost them their slow start last season, and right now it's kind of rearing its ugly head. That could cost them down the playoff push. And then they weren't able to stop the run, or and then on the defensive side they weren't able to stop the pass rush at all. And Rashawn Gary is looking really good. Made that Packers defense, who has been knocked, and rightfully so, knocked quite a bit. They made them look like they had a bunch of all pros on the team. And then back to the Lions defenses, they couldn't stop the run, and then they were not able to make Jordan Love uncomfortable at all, which is where he struggles, is when you get pressure on him, get in his face. But they were not able to do that at all on Thursday, and that is why the Packers right now are one of the hotter teams in football.
Do the Lions blitz a lot? Because I'm pretty sure I saw Jordan Love is like the best quarterback in the league versus the blitz this year.
They typically don't. No.
I didn't think so. Okay,
Mm-mm.
interesting. But yeah, Simone Biles' husband, pick six. No,
Fumble.
the fumble, which that was so stupid by the Lions. Like no one even tried for it, and the whistle never blew. Like didn't even try to pick it up. Like what are you doing?
Well, and the ref did the right thing in that situation. Let it
Yeah,
play out. You can always bring the ball back.
yeah,
Don't
exactly.
play. Don't blow it dead.
Smart.
Ethan, who you got for your disappointing team of the week?
I'm going to the first half Eagles. Down what was it? 17-3 or something. I can't remember what that
17-7.
17-7. What's his nuts? Hurts 4 of like 11, 33 yards, an interception at half. I think they ran it 14 times or 12 times in the first half. 7 of them were to Hurts. I'm guessing either scrambles or quarterback keepers. I think two or three were to Swift, and then they split them between Boston Scott and Gainwell. They just need to figure it out. Swift is what makes that team go. We saw it versus the Chiefs last week. They literally were he was the offense. Like they couldn't throw for shit. They couldn't move the ball. Really, the only offense they had was screens to him, and then him busting a couple long ones in the second half. He didn't bust any super long ones on Sunday, but he at least opened everything else up, so Hurts actually could make some throws, especially to Devontae Smith. They just need to realize he's really their main piece. They need to start working him in even more than what they are. Keep Gainwell, the third running back there, third down back, and just Boston Scott. Unless he's in there for some specialized play, he doesn't need to be in there. He's not good enough.
Yeah, and then they wake up. There's just a belief about that team, within that team, where it doesn't matter what the score is. There's always that belief that they're gonna find a way to come back. They're gonna find a way to get in the game. And then you think you have them dead to right. Jason Kelce has 2 false starts. That makes it a 61-yard field goal in terrible conditions, terrible field, and just absolutely dong shots
that
through the
might have been good
uprights.
from like 63, 64. Like, and that was the worst conditions I've seen a kick that long before.
Yeah.
I will say this though, guys, about the Eagles. Yes, that second half comeback was great. Jalen is calm, cool, and collective under pressure. They don't get phased. if they continue to play like they did in the first half these last 2 games, it's going to catch up to them.
And it's going to catch up to them this week.
Correct. And the week after that. I'm starting to like that team. I want to see, but we'll see. And I'm not going to say anything to get Dylan too excited. But if that team, if that team plays like they do at home, watch out.
Yeah.
Because also another common denominator in these last 2 games for the Eagles here, their opponent gave the game away. Multiple opportunities to put them away, and both the Chiefs and Bills missed out on that. And against the Niners, a rematch against Kansas City or Dallas in AT&T, that doesn't happen. So, but never doubt him out, because Jalen is just cool as a cucumber, and they just have too many players on that team. Another caveat I want to throw in there, Swift gets them going, but when they need a play in the pass game, Devontae Smith is the guy they go to these last couple weeks. He's a stud. So Dylan, I'm not going to lie, for my disappointing team, I was so dialed in on one team. I'm going to double down on Detroit because I had them winning the NFC North this year, and more or less just this Detroit defense. And also Jared Goff having 3 turnovers on Sunday. But when your leading tackler for your game is your rookie safety, that's a problem.
That's not good.
That's not good. No, that means you're giving up way too many yards, and you're going to lose a lot of games. I get Aaron Glenn. He seems to be a good guy. But sorry, Dan Campbell, you're going to have to fire one of your good friends, because he's not a defensive coordinator in this game. When you let Jordan Love, 8.4 yards per attempt with 3 touchdowns, and Green Bay has 0 turnovers all game, that's just unacceptable. And then Green Bay averages 5 yards per rushing attempt in this game, and Green Bay 12.2 yards per reception. The Packers are playing better and they're getting more comfortable, but this isn't the Eagles, the Cowboys, or the 49ers that the Lions might have to play in the playoffs in a possible round 2 matchup. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. They could have had Jalen Carter, and they need Jalen Carter, but they decided to trade back and take a running back with their first of the 2 first-round picks, and Jahmyr Gibbs. And I'm sorry, but 11 carries for 54 yards and no touchdowns, that's not good enough. 4 receptions for 19 yards as a first-rounder, that's not good enough. The Lions, I will regret on passing on Jalen Carter for years and years to come, because you could have had him and Aiden Hutchinson, and you can see they don't have any pressure up the middle, so where Aiden can get to the quarterback and have an easy sack. So just disappointed in this Lions defense, because they are going to let this team down.